As I went about trying to figure out how I wanted to furnish this little house, it seemed so complicated. I needed things that matched my taste and my needs, my wish to be aging in place here, my budget. And at the same time, those pieces had to suit this little house. They had to be the right scale and the colors had to work. I hung out for a long time trying to make decisions. I tried this and that. Nothing seemed to work. But finally, it all came together, and I was able to gather some pieces that are perfect for me and for my little space. That's my story today. When I moved into this little house, I knew I wanted furnishings that weren't just functional. They had to be right for me. My taste, my budget, my sense of style, and they had to be a bit creative. The idea of this house was new to me. I wanted some of that essence in the furnishings. And then the pieces had to complement the small space, be easy on my eyes, and welcoming to the touch. My new mantra: color, texture, and variety. Toss in scale and budget, and you have my themes. Today I'm going to focus on some of the furniture pieces I chose. Now, if you've seen my previous videos, you'll know that I went to Ikea several times. Ikea was new to me, and what I saw there I knew would work perfectly in this little house. And they fit the bill of my need to extend my vision a little bit and be more creative in my taste in a way that would work with this little house. Today I'm going to focus on a few of the furniture items that I chose. But furniture isn't everything. There's a look and feel to the whole. So I have upcoming videos on accessories in my home. Watch for those. Hit the subscribe button and punch the notifications bell, and you'll know when those come up. And I always appreciate a like. It makes me feel encouraged. Of all the items that I purchased at Ikea, my favorite all this time has been my rocking chair. Why do I like it? I would never have thought to choose it before I moved into this little house. It has a basket weave back that's shaped like a snowshoe. The armrests and rockers are a light wood, and then there's a metal frame. It's really easy for me to accessorize with different kinds of pillows. But the best part of it, it's so comfortable. It's one of those rockers that moves very smoothly. It doesn't jerk you around. Before I had brekkie, I used to sit in it every morning while I drank my coffee. It's in the window, in the sunlight. It was such a pleasure. I'd be there for an hour or two reading. I don't get to use it as much anymore because my lovely brekkie came into my life and he won't fit into the chair. And I don't know if you've noticed, he has to be almost on top of me 24/7. So we're a twosome. But from my experience, my guests want to sit in that chair. They look at it and go, oh, I want to try this one. It's very cute. So that's my favorite piece. It had all the ingredients I needed and it fit in my budget. The texture of the back, the color of the woods that suited this little house, the scale of the piece, and the ability to add color with soft furnishings. I soon realized in this little house, a cafe table situation wouldn't work very well. And I never went in that direction. One of the first pieces I got, it wasn't a coffee table either. It's a table that's right beside me. And it's not something I would ever have picked in my past. It's made of wire, and I love it. I assembled it, and in a flash, I knew it was perfect for this space. It's light and airy. It has a kind of lift to it, and it's a perfect size for right beside me with things I need to reach easily, a place to rest my teacup, and room too for a basket of miscellaneous, little notebooks, pens, brekkie something or other. Down below, there's room to store cushions and throws if I'd like that, and I'd originally thought I would. But in the end, the light look of the table won out over a need for storage, and I've never used it that way. Early on, I bought an ottoman with a very unusual shape. I had never owned an ottoman before. I thought, oh, I might need the extra seating if I had more than 2 guests here. Perfect. And I liked the idea of being able to put my feet up. And in fact, I use it often that way when I'm in my rocking chair. Plus, it had some storage underneath it. See how I was going for multifunctional pieces? Things that might give me a little bit of extra storage area, especially as I grew into this little house, because I didn't need it right away. And look who took it over. Brecky took it over. See? Oh gosh, it was cute. But now he's too big to crawl in there. He keeps his toys there, and it's perfect. He can get them anytime he wants. They're off the floor so I don't trip on them. And they don't take up square footage in a basket or whatever else I'd need to put them in so he could get to them easily. Square footage is at a premium in this house. To match that little wicker ottoman, I got myself a wheeled trolley that I could put random things on. It could also be used as a side table if I wanted to present some treats to a guest, or if they needed somewhere to perch their coffee and a little plate. Again, another example of versatility, something that can be used in many different ways, interesting shape and texture. And at that point, I learned that wheeled furniture is very helpful for aging in place. Why? I can move it all around. I'm not lifting anything. I can just move it wherever I want it. Now, I didn't hang on to that piece. I was able to sell it back to Ikea. Yes, they have a program like that. Instead, I bought myself a different cart. It was more suited to what I needed as far as keeping fruits and vegetables in the kitchen. And don't my fruits and vegetables look beautiful in it? And it's added a bit of extra storage for things like kitchen towels, and that freed up space in my kitchen cabinets and drawers for other things. As we got deep into COVID, remember the toilet paper shortages? Anyway, I realized I needed to keep more supplies on hand than I had anticipated. And then because I was now in a house, I had to keep documents like mortgage papers and bills and that kind of thing. I hadn't had to do that for years. I had to find a place to put them. Now, this was one of my big mistakes. I have a second bedroom. I call it my mini bedroom. It's the smallest size room you're allowed to call a bedroom in this state, 7 by 10, with a closet. I got myself some furniture that was in light wood, and very much you had to construct it. And it had wicker fronts to the doors. Here was my problem. Actually, I had two problems. It always looked a mess. I could not for the life of me make it look tidy. And it got me into a terrible habit. Consider this. It had doors that you had to pull open in front of you. Now, if those doors are 18 inches, 2 feet wide, each of them, and you're pulling them in front of you, consider how much space that's taking up in a small room. And that means you can't put anything in front of that kind of storage system because then you can't get to the doors. And of course, that's exactly what happened. And instead of getting to the doors because I couldn't get to the doors, I ended up piling stuff in front of the doors. That got really old. So I will tell you from experience, in a small space, if you're moving into a tiny home or in a small house, I really recommend sliding doors because they don't need clearance. This winter, I was able to get some new ones to replace the original ones. Oh, and they looked so much tidier. And yes, they have sliding doors. And yes, too, I got those from Ikea. Oh, they were complicated to put together, but I did. It's still a work in progress to make those happen, but it's so nice to be able to stash things away and not have a mess. In this house, even a little clutter, because the house is so small, can really be overwhelming. So I do enjoy how that room has become neat and tidy. As far as storage items, and Ikea is so good with these, I settled for the kinds of cubbies that I have right behind me. I have several units like that in this house. I find they're just perfect. I can put stuff in those cubby boxes. I can move those boxes all around the house if I like, swap them out if I want more wicker here or more smooth lines. Some of my cubbies have drawers. Some have doors. They're such versatile systems, and they suit how I want to live. I want to live with ease. I don't want to store a lot of things. And if I'm storing things, I want to be able to plop them in boxes. So much easier than drawers. And the scale, perfect for here. They don't dominate the space. They fit in just nicely. They're smooth, tidy, clean lines. They keep my life going easy. So those are my favorites. Each one of them, color, texture, variety, scale, and budget. I feel so blessed with what I own. because it gives me pleasure every day. I've never been bored with the pieces I have, and I can dress them up fresh with new colors, new cushions, new throws. Yes, color, texture, variety, those are my new mantra. With scale and budget, that's how I live and how I choose things for my little house. How about you? What kinds of things do you gravitate towards? Do you have a favorite color? How do you do texture in your home? Have you fallen in love with some interesting shapes? Do you have some multifunctional pieces? And how do you accommodate age and place in the furnishings you have in your home? It's so interesting to find out what appeals to other people, what strikes their fancy, and it says something about them. Don't forget to subscribe. I have upcoming videos on the accessories I use for this little house. And that's enough for me for now. We'll talk soon, all right? See you then.